All right, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We can tell you that a field of 12 has been declared for the Jamaica 2000 Guineas. That's on Sunday, July 26. The race will be live on SportsMax. We can tell you that. The coverage starts, what time again, Lance? 4 p.m. Jamaica time, 5 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time.
Yes.
And on the Saturday, 14 horses have been declared for the Jamaica 1000 Guineas. And again, we'll have live coverage here on SportsMax from 4 p.m., 5 p.m. ECT. Later on in this show, I'll go through the declared horses for you and I'll give you the jockey assignments. But looking forward to the season's first classics of the horse racing season in Jamaica, and it promises to be something special both days of racing. But it's cricket we start with, because the assistant coach of the West Indies, Roddy Estwick, says the third test against England, which starts Friday at Old Trafford, is seen as a final by the Caribbean men. If they win, the Windies would have completed their first series victory in England since 1988. The selectors, though, have a job on their hands to pick the team, given the lack of runs from most of the batsmen played so far. And with the likes of Raheem Cornwall, Nkrumah Bonner, and even Shane Mosley yet to see action, the temptation must be there to make changes. Let's hear from the Windies captain, Jason Holder.
What the guys been producing. Again, I'm really proud of the guys so far in this tournament. You know, we've done really well. And it's just a matter of just pushing it to the next level. We have done reasonably well as a test side in the last 2 to 3 years. And, you know, we're really slowly but surely getting, you know, our feet wet in terms of what this team can produce. And I have full confidence in this team, that this team can turn things around for West Indies cricket. So it's just a matter for us to stick together, you know, continue to learn and grasp as much information as we possibly could grasp in playing in different conditions around the world. Again, we've been doing this for a number of years now. You know, the nucleus of our playing 11 hasn't really changed significantly. You know, these guys have backed up test matches before. Yes, the turnaround, this one has been a little shorter than normal, but these guys have done it before. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about the workloads when it comes to these players.
Of Raheem Cornwall coming in, Jason, what can you just outline what he would offer to your side and how he might balance things up if it is a sort of turning pitch?
Yeah, if he does come in, he's a wicket taker, and he's proven to be a match winner. You know, not only at the regional level, but his last test match he played, he got 13 wickets in it. So yeah, I think he is a quality spinner. No doubt, to me, he would be the best spinner on show in the series. So yeah, he's always a wicket taking option for us, but not only a wicket taking option, he brings a bit more sit catching, batting as well, so he can bat. And then obviously brings a lot of control with his art.
Yeah, kudos to the journalist at the end there who tried in a clever way to find out if Raheem Cornwall would have been picked for the third test. Joining us to preview the test is the former Windies fast bowler Tina Best and our English-based correspondent David Brooke. Tino, good afternoon. David, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you, George. Tino.
Good afternoon, Georgie and Brooksy.
Tina, you sound like you're in the wine cellar of your house. I know your house is huge in Barbados, and that your wine cellar is bigger than the SportsMax complex. Is that where you are?
No, not at all. I'm in my humble abode, brother, in my kitchen, where I have the best lighting.
Excellent. Hear you on that. All right. As the former international cricketer on the panel, let me give you first crack. Looking at what has happened in the series so far, Tino, it's delicately poised. It's 1-1, everything to play for, and the Windies have been short of runs at points during the series, especially in the last game. Would you stick with the Hope and Campbells of in the team, or would you be minded to change given that you're going all out? You're putting everything on the line for victory. Do you go in pursuit of that victory with two fresh faces, or do you stick with what you have?
Well, first of all, I honestly believe that we should stick with the openers. I don't think that. I think Campbell's been getting starts, but it's just a matter of him just occupying the crease a little bit more, take certain shots out of his repertoire. I think that Brian Lara said it beautifully on his Instagram post about 20 or 25 minutes ago. Just playing the ball late and just believing in your ability. Viewers can go and have a look on Brian's IG. He's the greatest batsman I've ever seen in my life. And played with as well. So I think the only change, George, will be giving Shea Hope a mental break. And Shea Hope is a talent, and I just think that him playing right now will be detrimental to him even further. Why I say that is because he hasn't played a first-class game in 3 years, George. He's only been playing T20 and one-day cricket. And you can see from his batting, he is the number 2, or I think he's the top 5 in one-day cricket. But he's not translated that good form into Test cricket because he has not been able to spend any quality time in the middle, and it is showing. And Curly Ambrose obviously said that, he just needs a mental break, and I agree with that. I would bring in Raheem Cornwall. That would be the only change I make. All the batsmen come down one. Remember, Raheem Cornwall is a very competent cricketer. He's a very good middle order batsman, and I think that he will handle the short balls a lot better and give Jason Holder some support in that middle and lower middle order to really counter-attack the England bowlers. But that's the only change I will make looking at the playing 11 tomorrow.
So Tino, if it is that you keep John Campbell at the top and you introduce Jimbo Raheem Cornwall, how does your batting lineup read? Where would you bat Raheem Cornwall? Where would you bat the skipper?
Jason goes down. Jason will go down. He goes between. He comes before Dorridge and Jason. That's it. Everybody comes on one.
Oh.
It's just Shamar Brooks. He's sure that he can. He's batting at 4. He looks solid. He comes at 3. Ralston Chase comes at 4. Raheem Cornwall comes at 5, and come down from there. I think that we got the talent. It's not about. It's when you get to this level, George. When you play international cricket, I think it's a situation. It's just a mind game. At times, it's not about me. No. A lot of people might say, but most of the time you didn't use your head. It's good to have a laugh at yourself. But at the end of the day, it's all about just playing ball, just batting. And I think that batting liner is what I was going against those England teamers. I think that's the best option for us right now. I think that I won't want to give Shane Mosley an opportunity in such a critical game.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think it would be a little unfair for that young man to come in and play in the third test, a decider as well, before the name of the trophy is even changed.
Yeah, but Tina, I don't want you to forget Jermaine Blackwood, because I'm keen to hear, because I'm interested by your selection of Raheem Cornwall, and I ask you where you're going to bat him. If you'd bat your skipper before him, or you'd bring Cornwall after, and you spoke about Shamar Brooks. So what do you do with Jermaine Blackwood? How do you fix the middle order?
Oh, right. So obviously, sorry, I forgot Jermaine. Who batted very well in I think it was the second innings. He looked a lot better. And I would just put him at 5. Sorry, beg your pardon. I'm just getting ahead of myself. So, as I said, the batting order takes care of itself, George. This is big boy cricket. Everybody got a responsibility. You're a professional cricketer. You're getting paid lots of money. You take half pay for this tour for sure. So just let me recount what I just said. But this is an opportunity. You're playing. The whole world is watching cricket. This is the only cricket that's playing in the world right now. And you just gotta put on your big boy pants and just come. But I honestly believe Shea needs a mental break, and I won't put him through this. To see him back this way, George, it's painful for me, because I'm a huge fan of this young man since 2004, and it really pains me to see him go through such a rut. Yes, players go through it, but I just think sometimes we expose players a little too long to mess with their mental, and I think that I don't want Shea to be in a situation that he's questioning if he's good enough to play at this level, if he's good enough to play Test cricket and stuff. So that's just one change I would do. Raheem Cornwall is the frontline spinner. You saw that the pitch offered spin, and I just felt that Raheem Cornwall will be a big addition to this team. I think that he will help us get over the line.
Yeah.
He's another bowling option as well.
Yeah. David, if I'm going to use a horse racing term to describe what Shea Hope's reality has been in Test cricket in recent time, and the phrase is groping for real form. On that basis, David, based on what you've seen, would you ask the still young Barbadian to take a break and pick someone else for this crucial third test if you were a winded selector?
I would jock him off. Yeah, I'd get another jockey on board, definitely.
I see what you did there. Go ahead.
I think he's had too many chances, and I agree with your analysis on last night's zone that why not give someone else a chance? They can't really do much worse, because whatever the potential, the class, the undoubted skill, whatever, Shea Hope isn't delivering runs, and that's really what counts, isn't it? And you've had you've shown the stats on here, and I would rather give someone a chance. And I was just a little bit disappointed today when Jason Holder, in answer to my question at the press conference, said that they would only be choosing from the 15 and not giving themselves the option of choosing from the whole 25 players they've got here. It doesn't make no sense to me not to choose from the wider group, although Johnny Grave indicated, I think, on Mason and Guest that was a financial consideration as much as anything else rather than a cricketing one. So given that, I think missed opportunity to bring in Mosley or Josh Da Silva. I would have gone for Josh Da Silva. I think that the runs that he scored in the warm-up should have given him a place above John Campbell. But let's stay with Campbell then, because there aren't any other openers in the 15, and so I would agree with the team that Tino went through, except with one change. I think that I'm concerned from West Indies' point of view that England piled on the runs in that first innings in the second test. And it looked to me as though Shannon Gabriel, despite what the coach and the camp are saying, was, sort of worse for wear after that first test. To expect him to go 3 tests on the roll. So I would love to see some fresh pair of legs there. Either Raymond Reefer, who I think would be wonderful in English conditions, or Shamar Holder. They're both in the 15. They're both ready to play. Nothing to lose from doing that. The one thing about Cornwall, I'd love to see Raheem Cornwall play, is the weather. We're back to Manchester again, and as you know, the weather might not ruin the football at Old Trafford, but it sure as hell can ruin the cricket.
Yes.
And the weather is forecast bad for Saturday and Sunday, so they will look at that, I think, before deciding about Raheem Cornwall. Jason Holder talked him up big time, as we saw in that clip today. He said he would be the best spinner on display in the series. That's a dig, it's not just at Roston Chase, but it's a dig, I think, primarily at Don Bess.
Oh, yes.
Because certainly Chase won the battle against Bess in the last test. I think they will go. So Cornwall is an option for them, but it's the weather that will determine that, because the weather might even England might decide to leave out Dominic Bess on the basis of the weather, especially if Ben Stokes still has that slight thigh strain. He's definitely in as a batsman. There is some doubt as to whether Ben Stokes will be available to bowl.
David, I listened to you all discuss many of the players. No mention of Nkrumah Bonner, of course. If he gets the opportunity, he'll be able to make his test debut. He has been brilliant when it comes to first-class cricket, domestic first-class cricket, an average of 58. He knows English conditions because he played there in 2011. I feel like we have a strong case for him, yet he rarely joins the discussion.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's certainly been mentioned, and I think there's a very reasonable chance that he will play tomorrow. That's why they haven't gone to the reserves. It'll be nice to see him and Blackwood in. Every Jamaican will enjoy that, given that they had such a prolific partnership in domestic cricket last year. I know that Toby Radford was saying that Nkrumah Bonner is technically very, very proficient and thinks he would handle this transition. It's a big ask for him. But yeah, he's available if the weather conditions say no to Cornwall, then I think it would be a straight swap, Bonner for Hope. But if the weather looks like it's going to abate and there's going to be some spin, then Cornwall will come in.
Tino, earlier today in Jason Holder's conference, he spoke about West Indies being competitive with the bat and the ball in the second test. He said our fielding is what needs some sort of work. Do you agree on that? Do you think it's just the fielding that needs help?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that need a lot of help, not only the fielding, our batting as well. So, I mean, he's just lamenting the missed opportunities for young guys like Ben Stokes and stuff. Who's I haven't seen a cricketer like Ben Stokes in a very long time. I mean, Freddie Flintoff was a good player when it comes from the English, but Ben Stokes is in a different universe. The way how he scored 100 against Australia last year and won the game single-handedly. I think, honestly, it's the second best innings I've ever seen in my life after Brian Lara won 5-3 here at Kensington Oval, batting with the tail masterfully and stuff. So, I mean, he is right in terms of, you can't drop players like Ben Stokes. But, I mean, West Indies' issues is the batting. It's got to be able to negate the swing and the pace. Brian Lara talk about batting out the crease. Those are the little things, little technical, little small, little idiosyncrasies that they need to focus on going into this test match. And I mean, just back, it's all about backing yourself. I'm going to back these guys. I'm Maruna till I die. I'm not going to abandon my team no matter what. Even when Kenya beat us in the World Cup, I was crying as a little boy. And I didn't jump shit then, so I don't think I'm going to jump shit anytime soon. But, I mean, look, Jason just got to focus, let the guys focus, and lead from the front. Jason has to lead with the bat and the ball, the same way Ben Stokes have led England. He has to take a leap out of Ben Stokes. But we know what he can do. We know what all these young players can do. And I think that they're going to be competitive in this first test. I think that is do or die. And I'm backing the guys to either draw this game or to win it.
Yeah. All right, we've got to wrap this segment, Tino, but in 15 seconds, could you tell me your reaction to Roddy Estwick's comments that he feels comfortable with the fast bowlers? Because David mentioned as well, and everyone has talked about the quick turnaround and the strain on the fast bowlers. Shannon Gabriel looked a little dodgy. Alzar looked to be carrying a niggle. You know what it takes to bowl fast in Test cricket and what it does to your body. In 15 seconds, are you comfortable with the fast bowlers going in, all of them in this Test match?
Yeah, I mean, if the guys are honest with themselves and they go to the coach and say that they have a low niggle, they got to be honest. I spoke about this before. But Shamar Holder has to be intention for a play. I think he's a fantastic talent. I think he's ready. He's ready. I saw him bowling on my IG snap, and he looks fit. He looks strong, and I would definitely give him a consideration for sure. Leading into tomorrow morning and see how the guys wake up coming out of the bed and see how the body feels tomorrow for sure. So Shamar Holder should definitely get a consideration. I don't mind him in that final 11 at all.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tino, and David Brooke, thanks for joining us as well. So we'll be all glued to our televisions on Friday morning to see what happens, first of all, with the team that the West Indies goes in with, and what happens in the first couple of sessions, because this is a series decider and pivotal, Mariah and George, because of what the Wisden Trophy means to the West Indies team at the moment.
Definitely, Lance, and I would say to the Windies men, just take the energy from the first test. Do exactly what you did. Go there, bowl out England for less than 250, Toby Radford, he said to us that they need to up the bouncers, put pressure on the England batsmen, and just do what you have to do. Forget about that second test. That doesn't count anymore.
All right, we've got to leave it there. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone after this.